Some people look forward to the winter season. There's snow, staying inside with others, and it's the holiday season. However, some find it much more difficult to handle, as they might be diagnosed with seasonal affective disorder. Seasonal affective disorder, known as SAD or seasonal depression, is something many do not know about, but is a real and serious thing. Dr. John Mandracchia, a psychology professor at Missouri Western, gives more info on SAD.
So, seasonal affective disorder, from a psychological standpoint, it's actually a specific type of major depressive disorder. So, a lot of the symptoms are really not very different than what you think of typical depression. Really, what differentiates it is that it's a pattern of the onset, so when it occurs. So, with typical depression, it doesn't seem to be linked to any kind of season, but with seasonal affective disorder or major depression with seasonal pattern, generally it comes on the same time during the year and goes away the same time during the year.
Although Mandrachia isn't an expert on seasonal depression, he has some good tips for helping with SAD.
So one of the things that you would encourage people who are maybe at higher risk for seasonal affective disorder, who have experienced it in the past, is just get up and get moving. Try to exercise regularly. Even just getting out of bed, feels so good when you're cold to just lay in bed for half the day, but just get up and get moving.
Along with Mandrachia, Dave Brown, Director of Counseling at Missouri Western's Counseling Center, knows a thing or two about SAD.
So I'm assuming that it's probably most prominent in those parts of the country where you see less sun or you have more cloudy days. I know a lot of folks go south, and I know they go south for a reason, so there may be something to that also.
Overall, both Mandrachia and Brown have the same outlook on where you need to go for help.
I would direct them to the counseling center. The first place to deal with that kind of thing is to recognize that it is real and recognize that it is a problem. And once you've gone so far as to recognizing it as being a real issue, then you can start developing a plan to correct it.
Along with the amount of knowledge Mandrachia knows just on seasonal depression, he also knows plenty more about the world of psychology.
So within psychology, my degree's in counseling psychology, but really my kind of area of specialization is forensic psychology. So forensic psychology is really about like where psychology and the law meet. And so the specific stuff that I do is within the criminal justice system. So I'll evaluate people who are maybe not competent to stand trial, or potentially people who want to plead not guilty by reason of insanity.
Originally, Mandrachia was teaching in Mississippi before he saw an opening at Missouri Western. After having kids and much thought, he wanted to be closer to his home of Kansas City.
I came in and interviewed, and I thought, well, I'm only going to take the job if it seems like a really good fit for me. And so I came here thinking, well, what's the chances that's going to be a good fit, that they're going to want me, that I'm going to want to leave this great job there for a job here. And I really like the fit of it. I like the university. I like the faculty member. It feels like a warm, friendly place.
Jordan Booth, a senior psych student of Mandrachia's, is grateful that he can work with Mandrachia on projects.
But it's really fun working with him. He does a really good job of just getting you really oriented towards your goals, and not in like a way where you're scared if you don't make it, or times where if you need help. It's just a really good interaction.
Overall, Mandrachia is proud to be a Griffin and enjoys being on campus.
Really promote achievement, and people are always thinking not just what are we doing well, but what else can we do for students? What can we do for faculty? What can we do for staff?
Reporting for Griffin Update, I'm Lance Lawton.